All right, and the final thing we're going to do with logs is do a quick review and actually show one more thing where logs are useful in calculus. All right, so the first thing is to just recall that the derivative of the natural log is 1 over x. All right, if there's other bases, you have to kind of put in an extra term. All right, but for right now, we're just going to remember that the derivative of the natural log is 1 over x. And it turns out we can use this to our advantage when we have extra things going on in exponents and we're trying to take a derivative. So for this example, you might think that you can just write the derivative of this using the power rule as x times x to the x times x minus 1. All right, using that power rule. All right, that only works when you have a number in the exponent versus now we have an entire function in the exponent. All right, so we're going to have to do something else. I'm going to use natural logs to our advantage. So we can say that y equals x to the x. And just call it y because that's a thing, it's the output. Then what I'm going to do is take the natural log of both sides of this equation. And the left-hand side is not going to get any simpler, but the right-hand side I can use my rules of logs to rewrite this as x natural log of x. And now I can do implicit differentiation. So on the left-hand side, we take the natural log of y derivative, we get 1 over y. But because we took the derivative of a y, we get y prime. On the right-hand side, we have x times the natural log of x. We're going to do the product rule, keep the first one times the derivative of the second, plus keep the second one times the derivative of the first. All right, so I'm just going to simplify a bit. There's x and 1 over x cancel out, and I have the natural log of x. But the whole idea of this one from the start is figuring out what the derivative was. Well, the derivative is y prime. So what I'm going to do now is multiply both sides by 1 over y to get rid of it. So now I have y prime equals y times all of this. But what was y? Y up here in red was x to the x. All right, so now we have the derivative, all right, written out like that. All right, this is the only way you could do this derivative when you have an entire function in the exponent. You basically take the natural log of both sides, do some implicit differentiation, and you just have to multiply this y to the other side towards the end. All right, so that's one way you can use logs to help you with derivatives. Another way, all right, again, this one you could actually just take the derivative of. You'd have to do some product rules and some quotient rules. All right, but if we do the same thing, call this y, and I had the natural log of y, and just to save space on this slide, all right, the natural log of y would be the natural log of all of this. But we have these rules for natural logs. If we're multiplying or dividing, we can separate this out. So I could basically end up separating all this out into something that looks like this. All right, so just like we did in that rules video, you can separate those all out, and we can even simplify a bit more because we said the square root is the 1/2 power. X natural log of e, and the 3 comes out in front. All right, so now instead of doing one big derivative with a bunch of product and quotient rules, now when I do this implicit derivative, all right, well, the derivative natural log of x is 1 over x. All right, the 1/2 is going to stay. The derivative natural log of 2x plus 1 is 1 over 2x plus 1 times the derivative of the inside, which is just 2. All right, natural log of e, we mentioned this in the derivative, that's just 1. So the the derivative of x is 1. All right, minus 3. The derivative of natural log of sine of x, you do 1 over sine of x first, and then multiply that by the derivative of the inside, which is cosine of x. All right, so I took a bunch of little derivatives. They saw how had some chain rules and stuff going on, but it's a bunch of little derivatives instead of one huge derivative. All right, I can do a little bit of simplifying. All right, the 1/2 and the 2 are going to cancel. And cosine over sine is cotangent. So just to save the amount of writing, I'll write it like that. And then just like the last slide, I can multiply both sides by y. All right, y is this big expression. And that's going to be multiplied by everything that I had in here. And again, now we have the answer for what our derivative is. All right, so you may or may not think this is easier than taking the derivative by doing the quotient rule, and inside the quotient rule you have to do some product rules and some simplifying and stuff. All right, but this is another alternative. If you see a lot of stuff going on in your expression, especially if there's a division bar and multiplication and all that, you can use this log thing to your advantage. Take the natural log of both sides, split it up into a bunch of smaller problems, and then all those derivatives are a little bit simpler. There's kind of less to get stuck on each step. All right, but eventually there's some extra pieces you have to remember. So if you're comfortable with the natural logs and implicit differentiation, that type of thing, I think this method breaks it down into simpler steps, or you could just do it as one big problem from the beginning. All right, so this is a kind of general look at all the log stuff that you might have to know for different problems. All right, whether it's just kind of the definition, the rules and how to expand and contract logs, or how to solve equations, and then a quick review of kind of where logs are important in calculus. All right, so in class, we're going to play a game. All right, we're just going to play Jeopardy, where the questions are all about logs. I had to do a review, make sure we all kind of have a solid foundation before we have to start using them more in the next few weeks.